Now from the Weather Tracker TV Storm Studios, this is your weather today. Here's Chief Meteorologist William Cole.
All right, folks, here we go now on our Tuesday, and it's going to be another hot one out there today. In fact, more record heat around the area, but we've got some big weather changes arriving after midnight in the form of a pretty strong cold front. It's going to give us a real reality check as we get into tomorrow, Wednesday, and still tracking now this opportunity of rain coming in for Thursday. So a lot going on, and then possibly unsettled by the end of this upcoming weekend as well. But again, today, like I mentioned, hot, that is going to be the word of the afternoon. We're going to be in the mid-upper 80s here in the Metroplex. I still think we're going to try and make a run towards 90. A lot of that's going to have to do with some of this cloud cover, but very similar to yesterday, we're going to have a dry line that's going to be moving into the area, and depending on where that dry line sets up, again, some temperatures will have the ability to soar a little bit higher. So because of that, I'm still forecasting 90, officially a DFW. We see how we do with that. But again, the record is 85. I think we'll regardless be above 85. And it's another really old record. Again, this one goes all the way back to 1918. But again, it's another record we should kind of blow out of the water, so to speak, by a few degrees. Again, we'll talk a little bit more about that coming up. But looking around the region here, we're basically quiet as far as precipitation goes in the southern plains. Through today, that's the way it's going to remain. But again, you see that little black line right there. Again, that's the dry line. We talked about it yesterday, separating the really moist air, right? Moist air warms a little bit slower, and that's why yesterday our far eastern counties, they were only in the 80s. But again, behind the dry line, where the air mass is drier, dry air warms easier, so that allows the temperatures to again go up faster, and that dry line is going to make it to right about the 35 corridor and stall out here in the Metroplex as we go through the day. But there is some additional cloud cover, right? So the cloud cover is also going to pump the brakes on the temperatures a little bit as we go through the day as well. So a lot of variables, if you will, going into the forecast. But again, regardless, the bottom line is it's still going to be hot. And again, temperatures are still going to be at record levels as we go through the afternoon. But here are the weather changes. Take a look off to the north. That blue line, that's a real Arctic front. And the deal with this is, even though it's going to make it into North Texas, the really cold air, this is lucky for us, the really cold air is going to stay to our north. In fact, even some of the Arctic air may even make it as far south as parts of Oklahoma. But again, like I mentioned, our temperatures will trend below normal. We'll go down into the 50s for daytime highs. But again, the really bitterly cold stuff is going to stay well to the north. And one of the reasons why, it's the southern branch of the jet stream. It's this El Nino jet stream that continues to really keep the coldest air bottled up well to our north. As I mentioned, the cold front for very late tonight, tomorrow, it does come through dry. But then behind that weather maker, you can see the dip right there, the storm trough that's going to push the front down into our area. Behind that storm system, though, and this is also really key to our forecast, you can see this area of spin. So this upper level storm system is going to get caught up in that El Nino flow, and it's going to be arriving on Thursday. And on Thursday, we're going to have our next opportunity of scattered rain around the area. See how the really cold air continues to stay bottled up to the north? And then here comes that weather maker in the jet stream flow, the El Nino flow. And again, you can see scattered showers, not necessarily a washout, not even necessarily heavy rain. But again, this would be a look at your Thursday. Passing rain showers with temperatures in the 50s, kind of a chillier rain as we go through the day. But again, it will be on again, off again. Just looking at rainfall projections to kind of give you at least an idea, 1/10 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch. This will be some pretty light stuff, but it will be some precipitation. And again, that's what we do need. So looking at fire danger today, again, where it's going to be at least drier as far as the humidity goes. Winds a little bit gusty in our western counties. Again, keep in mind, fire danger will be elevated out there. Otherwise, for the rest of us, mid-upper 80s to right around 90 for a daytime high. Winds, we'll call these at least breezy as we go through the day, 20 to maybe some 25-mile-per-hour gust. If you are making Tuesday evening plans, again, it almost looks like a summer evening. Temperatures slowly through the 80s, eventually into the mid to upper 70s. And then overnight, here it is, chillier with the front coming through, 30s and 40s. And for tomorrow, only 50s around the area. You'll definitely know that front came through, and there's that opportunity. Still a chillier day on Thursday with scattered showers around the area.